All right, everybody, welcome to event number 3 of the US Am Tour. We will be playing this weekend, just added a couple days ago. It will be playing at Madison Club in Madison, Pennsylvania. So, a couple things here. Wanted to go over the upcoming course, some of the strategies we're going to put in play, but also an announcement to see anybody who is watching the video, and if you comment on what you believe my score will be, you will be put into a drawing for $20. So a $20 gift card. So usually, depending on the size of the field, first place can anywhere be from $40 to $100. Anywhere from $60 to $200, depending on, again, the size of the field in our bracket. But since this was just added this week pretty late, I believe there's 12 of us thus far. So at most, the winning purse would be $100. So doesn't look like we're going to give too much money away on this one. I apologize. But what we'll do is, if we do place in the money in first or second place, I don't think they pay third for just 10 or 11 participants. So if we do place first or second, we will be giving a $20 gift card away. And that will be tied to the comments below in the video. And what you'll have to do is guess for a tiebreaker. There's two options. The first is, do you believe we will place first, second, or third in the top 3? Give me a number. I'm going to place first, I'm going to place second, I'm going to place third, or I'm not going to place in the top 3 at all. So that's your first guess. Then number 2 would be the score. So am I going to be playing even par, which is 0, or am I going to play under par, -1, or am I going to play over par, +1, +2, +3, +4, +5, etc.? So now, just as an introduction, played 2 events so far. The first event at Williams Country Club, I shot +11, 83. Okay, so that's par 72, 11 shots over par. 72 plus 11 is 83. Then at a local course in Poland, Ohio, just this couple weeks ago, I shot +1, 71. So it was a par 70 plus the 1 over. I shot 71. So there's a big discrepancy between a 71 and an 83. And you all can make your determination based off of this video and taking a look at some of the strategies, some of the topography, as well as some of the distances for the course. All right, so why don't we get right into it, and then you can make a decision at the end of the video whether or not you want to participate. If so, great. If not, you don't have to. This is just some fun to put this together and have everybody take a look at, hey, not only do we play Golf Clash, right, but we also play the US Am Tour in real life. So let's get right to it. And I believe we need to go to the display. Open that up. There we go. Okay. Here is a picture of the actual course. I have no idea what hole that is. I just wanted to give you all a visual as to what we're looking at. All right. So here's the clubhouse up in the parking area. This is the clubhouse parking area. This is hole number 1, which is a par 5. I believe that comes in this way. I believe this is hole number 2, okay? That comes back this way right here. So, but I just really wanted to give you this viewpoint of the fairways look amazing. The greens look very nice. It's this rough area, okay? If you get into the woods, definitely a lost ball. If you get into the rough, look at that separation. Can we close in on that a little bit? Look at that. That is a very big seam, meaning that's pretty heavy rough, okay? At least 2-3 inches, possibility of losing some golf balls, but also, not going to be able to advance it significantly far down the fairway or down into the rough line, depending on how, what's the word I'm looking for, how dried out the rough line in the fairways and how much water they're going to use over the next couple days. It's not supposed to rain. It's in the 90s here. It's been 93, 94, 92, 91 for the last 5 days. We have 2 more days of the 90s, and then we're into the 87, 85 range for tournament day on Sunday. So that's the overview. Here's the schedule of what we're looking at. So you can see on July 12th, we'll be playing the Madison Country Club, and then obviously July 19th, Boulder Creek. Then there's the Myrtle Beach Classic, which is down in South Carolina. Ohio would be Firestone Country Club, the North Course. Then there's Avalon Lakes Golf Course on August 9th. And then on August 30th, we'd skip over back to Firestone, but on the West Course. And yes, the World Series of Golf was held at Firestone Country Club South Course for many years for the PGA Tour. So these are 2 courses that are very difficult, well maintained, that they're putting on the U.S. Golf Am Tour so that we can have some fun. All right, so that's the schedule coming up. This is an overview of Madison Club coming up that we're playing on Sunday. Okay, so here's the layout. So you can see that this is hole number 1. And what you can do here is, can I zoom in a little bit? I don't think I can. That's too bad. All right. Let's say we hit on average a drive of 260. Okay. That's what we're just going to do. Nice smooth drive. Hit it out to 260 on this par 5. This is hole number 1. From the white tees, you're talking 517 yards. So if we hit it out there in the 260 range and you want to get it past these bunkers on the left, you can see that you have to probably go, I bet you I can get a 5 wood past those. So if I just get it down to even, yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I can fly it over there with a 5 wood. So driver 5 wood, and then that's probably about 100 yards. Driver 5 wood, and then a pitching wedge, just a half pitching wedge. So let's go back to hole number 1 here. And let's zoom in just a little bit if we can. Whoops, zooming out. Zooming in a little bit. Move over here. So you can see 542 from the blues, 517 from the whites, 438 from the gold, 428 from the reds. Handicap number 1 on the course. Starting off with the hardest hole. Lovely. Okay, so let's take a look at, we'd probably play from here, and then we'd probably want to put it right around in this area here, and that's 237. Now we're going to want to play a little bit further than that. So there to, can't get it. Sorry, right? A to B. So 260, 264. So that's our first tee shot. Keeps us away from the bunker on the right-hand side. Gives us a nice wide area to land. So that's good. So that's what we're going to look for. And then obviously what we want to do is want to move down here. Zoom back out. So we're right down in this area here. So we'll play A. And then if we wanted to land past that bunker again, but not too bad, put it there. That's 188 yards. So probably you'll need to go a little bit further than that. If you can get it down into here, you're talking 222. You might be able to get it to the actual green. But again, doesn't look like too much trouble down there, but you don't want to get too aggressive and get outside the fairway, get behind any of these trees, give yourself a bad shot. So I think what we can do is we'll just stick over here and put it right down in this area. That's a 5-iron right there. Or what we could do is we can get it down into this neck right there, which is a 5 wood, and then have a 5 wood to the middle of the green would be 66 yards. So driver, 5 wood, and maybe a sand wedge or a 58 degree. All right, so I think that's what we'll do on hole number 1. We'll stick with driver, 5 wood, wedge. Some kind of wedge, right? Whether it's a 60, 58, or a sand wedge. All right, let's go to hole number 2. All right, we're going to be in this second tee box. All right, so we'll put our A there. You don't want to get it into that bunker. You definitely don't want to get in anywhere near these bunkers. So let's see what we would do if we put it right about out here. So that's only 190 yards. So that's a 5-iron, okay? So, but once you get further up here, you start to get a little necky, meaning getting narrow. You go too far, you could be into the woods. You go too far right, you could be in some rough. You know, that might not be a bad play right to there. Let's go ahead and do this. Let's put it right to here. That's 231. So that's a nice little 3-wood right there. So I think that's what we'll play, is we'll play a 3-wood on hole number 2, depending on what we do on hole number 1, obviously. If we make birdie on 1 or something like that, where we can feel confident about our tee shot and our ball strike, we might be able to hit driver. And if we do hit driver, we can go from there and bring it all the way down into here, 260, 270 range. But more than likely, we're going to just start right here, 230s, and then get it onto the green from 153, which is a nice smooth 7-iron. So we'll probably go driver, 7-iron, and hopefully be putting for birdie. If nothing else, make an easy routine par. All right, hole number 3. Our first par 3 of the day. So let's put it back here in the middle of that, and then just middle of the green. 156 yards. Another easy, smooth 7-iron. Doesn't look like there's much to worry about. Even if you mishit it a little bit short, you're still probably going to be in pretty good shape here. A to the front is 143 yards. So with a 7-iron, a mishit, you're still going to be in good shape to give yourself a putt at birdie, and then hopefully have a tap-in par. Okay, that's hole number 3. So we'll probably go anywhere between 8-iron to 7-iron, depending on what obviously the yardage is. So if we go, let's do this right here. Put it here and then go to the back of the green. Or this looks like a pretty good area back there, 160. So yeah, so anywhere between an 7 or an 8-iron, okay, is what the max will play. All right, hole 4. Okay, another pretty interesting tee ball here. So let's say we're going to be at the back of this tee here. Put us down in 4. That's 218. Again, that's a nice safe play. That's a nice little 3-wood down there. If you put it to there, 3-wood, and you put it on the green to here, you know, now you're talking about a 5-iron. So that's a little bit probably too far. So we'll go here, probably try to get it down into this area here, which is 260 again. So right at the 260 range, we'll put it there. Here to here, 150. So driver, 7-iron, maybe even an 8-iron if that looks downhill. Might be able to bounce that right up into the front edge. So probably driver, 8-iron, depending on the wind, depending on, you know, whether it's downhill, uphill, level, flat, etc. But feel real confident with hole number 4, driver, 8-iron. Hole number 5. Put ourselves right here. This looks like pretty short, so let's get ourselves down into this area here. 228, so that's a 3-wood. All right. Probably just going to stick with the 3-wood, and then 71 yards in. Yeah, perfect sand wedge range right there. So 3-wood, sand wedge, maybe 58 degree wedge on hole number 5. Hole 6. Again, move it up a box. All right, don't want to be anywhere near this tree. Don't want to be anywhere near this bunker. So let's just put it in between those two. 217. Again, that's just a 3 wood. So not looking for that. So we're going to have to try to bust it out here. 260. So there you go. There's the 260 range. So that's driver. Gets us over the trouble here, and just have to hit it straight and not too far right, not too far left. You know, keep ourselves away from the 2 trees, one on each side of the fairway. Put that, oops, sorry, didn't mean to do that. There we go. A to the middle of the green, 116 yards. So that's half a pitching wedge, 3/4 pitching wedge, something like that, to that green. So a nice driver pitching wedge. So again, right there, hole number 6, something we can give ourselves a little bit of rest after we may be having some difficult holes previously, depending on the game again. All right, so back tees, middle tees. So we'll just say back of the middle tee. Don't want to get any further than this. Don't want to get in the rough for no good reason. So let's just put it right there. 256, a nice little solid drive, nothing overpowering. But just steer it out there, get it in the middle of the fairway. All right, so 256, 260 to the green here is 215, so that's a 5 wood. Looks like a par 5, so we can actually go 250 and then just do a bounce shot here from 178, so that's a 6 iron. So we can go driver, 6 iron, and try to run it up into this neck down here with a little chip and a birdie putt. Or, like I said, we can go 208 to 210 and try to fly a 5 wood in there, which would be, you know, coming in hot. So depends on how the greens hold, etc., and how we're hitting or striking our clubs that day. So, you know what? Tournament time, I play conservative. I hit it down the middle, hit it up near the green, have a great chipping wedge game, hit it close, make your putt. So more likely driver, 6 iron down in front, and then hit the chip onto the green. Again, all depends on how we're playing and how we're feeling. All right, hole 8, par 3. Middle box, middle of the green. 159, 160. So you're looking at, let's take a look at this right here. Got a lake right behind the green, it looks like. Don't want to fly over. So what do we say? 160. So more than likely what we're going to do is probably play into this range here, which is 150. So a 7 iron. Play right into this front range and then hopefully be putting up. If we have to worry about it, it might be back here, 166. So we can take a choke down 6 iron and try to hit a stinger up in there, bounce it up in here, and then roll it up into that left quadrant if we need to. Okay, but most likely just a 7 iron going into hole number 8. Hole number 9. Pretty interesting tee shot here. Probably back on this tee right here, which is here. Let's say we're going to bail out to the left up here, but equal to the lake, 237. That's just past our go range, if that makes sense. So probably a 3 wood to actually right here. It's actually a 5 wood. 5 wood and then a 3 wood in this range. Let's see what happens if we go ahead and hit driver. Where's that's 292. So there to there is 280. Yeah, it's just probably not what we're looking to do. See, 252, 260 puts all of that in play if you hit it to the right. This is no problem. So I hate to do this, but again, if I'm not hitting the driver perfectly, I'm thinking we're going to go 3 wood down into this range. And if we're right here to the green, you're only talking 100 yards. There's no reason not to put yourself in a position for where you know your yardage is. And that's what makes this game great. If you can dial in your wedge shots from 100 yards, 80 yards, and you know you're on the green within 5 to 10 feet of the stick or 12 feet of the stick every time, there's no reason not to play the tee shot to this range of 93 to 100 yards and hit it on the green every time. It's almost like not even have to think. So probably on hole number 9, 3-wood, 100-yard wedge. All right, hole 10. All right, a little bit longer hole here, it looks like. Hole number 10. See what hole number, oops, sorry, where's 10? 382-yard par 4. Okay. I should have been doing this all along, sorry. So 382 par 4. So that'll put us, let's right in this neck area right here. 244. Down there is 260. So that's a good drive. Just hit a nice drive down into this area. Middle of the green, 73 yards. So again, from the back of the tee to this area is 260. This area to the green is 78 yards, so less than a wedge. Half a wedge into the green. So probably, again, driver half wedge. So important that we are on our wedge game. So luckily, I practice my wedge game a lot. All right, hole 11. Interesting hole here. Probably the tee box there. Let's just take a basic shot out here, see what that looks like. 241. Okay. It's a 3-wood right out into that range. Nice straight 3-wood. If you're right here, what's it to the green? 161. So a jumped on 7-iron or a half of a 6-iron to the green. Don't like being 160 yards if we don't have to be. So let's go here. Now let's see if we can't get it out through here and cut it through. So 260, there's your drive. So if you want to try to cut it off the left-hand side with a draw, get it out in the fairway, that's a good play with our driver. And 100 yards. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll be playing driver on hole number 11, cutting the left edge with a wedge in. Again, if we're driver, wedge all day, we're going to play really well. All right, let's go to hole 12. Hole number 12 coming back up the hill. Looks like back of that tee box. Again, here's the bunkers. We're always looking for where the trouble is. So let's put it out over here short. It's only 188 yards. So that's not what we want to do. So let's go ahead and put it there. And let's get it out here like this. So it's only 227. Okay. Here. Put it up in here. There's 268. All right, so that's driver. And if we get it to there and on the green, 110 yards. All right, so hole number 12, up the hill, through the chute. Looks like we're going to go probably driver with a draw out to that 260 range and give us 100 to 120 yards up the hill and in the hole. So not too bad on hole number 12. Hole 13. Interesting. All right, so hole 13, probably the back of the tee here. Trouble there. If you draw it, if you push it right, that's probably going to be some trouble too, but not as bad as that trouble. So let's go just in the middle here. 236, that's just a 3-wood. Again, probably something we don't want to do. Let's see if we can get past it. 272, that's probably a little bit of a jump. You have to jump on it, and if that falls off down in here, you're really flirting. Then you're going to try to stay away from that, and then you might overcompensate and hook it into that. Oh, this is, these are delicate, tough decisions for sure. I do that. So right to there, 229. So 3 wood. Sorry about that, everybody. So 3 wood. 302. Oh, the old par 5 gets you. So we're going to have to go 2-6. Going to have to try to flirt with it. Stick it in the neck there. And then if we do that, then we have 244. So you have a little over a 3 wood in. So probably go driver and then go for it. 3 wood. There's a little pot bunker down here you can see to the left front of the, or right front of the green. But pretty clear everywhere else. So wouldn't be that bad. You know, if you miss it long, these couple trees might be a little bit in play, but from 244, you can probably bounce it right up in here and have it roll in. That's the plan. Okay, that's hole 13. So driver, 3 wood. Have to go for it. There are certain holes you just have to do. All right, so 14, probably the front of this tee box, I would say. So, or the middle. So we'll say middle. And then let's just see what happens out here. 244, okay. .258. So, yep, driver. From there to there, it's 30 yards. So, yeah, the closer you are, the easier it is. So, we'll go driver and, you know, half wedge, or driver, you know, punch shot onto the green if we get up in the fairway area. So, pretty straightforward. Just hit a nice little draw, drive out here into the middle of the fairway out here, something like that. Hit it on the green, 43 yards. If we don't really want to do that, we just want a nice safe 3 wood. There you go. 3 wood right to the front of the fairway right there, just over the little creek area, and you get less than 100 yards in. If we're really conservative, we can go here to here with an iron, or with a 5 wood, actually. And then after that 5 wood to the green, it's 100 yards. So, again, there's so many options on this course that can punish you. It all depends when we get there. If the rough's easy to get through, we're going driver. If it's a little bit higher and thicker and a little squirrely, we'll probably just hit 5 wood and then hit iron on the green, okay, for hole 14. All right, hole 15. Probably middle back of this tee box and put it right in the middle. 191, oh, not bad. So I can hit my 4 hybrid, Titleist 4 hybrid, onto the green from there, and, you know, take care of business with 2 putts. And again, if we're in this zone and it's up front, 178, we can get a 6 iron in there. If it's here, but it's in the back, 197. So it's either anywhere from a 6 to a 4 hybrid. Depends. But looks like a pretty good hole. I mean, challenging. It's going to, you know, be one of those make or break holes. All right, 16. Probably back here again. Here's the trouble. Trees, bunkers. So if you want to play it short of all of that, 5 iron. 5 iron into a 165. So that's like a full 7 and a, you know, half to 2/3 6 iron. So that's not bad. So if you go from here again to here, like I said, you can go 5 iron, 5 iron, 5 iron, 6 iron. You want to play irons all day. Or what we can do right there, all the way down here, it's 281, it's too far. 260, hit a nice driver all the way down into this zone. You're past most of the trouble here, as long as you don't hook it and get it running up into this area. Say right there to here, 100 yards. So again, driver wedge for hole 16. Hole 17, this is the one we were looking at earlier, over the water. I don't know what the hell that is. Is that a tee box? I don't know. I don't know where the tee box would be. That would be the back. So let's look at 17. Sorry, guys. 17. From the whites, 137. Blue is 152. So if that's 152, 137 is probably about right here. Middle of the green, 136 yards. Right? Yep, 137 yards. There it is. Perfect. So that's the tee box. 9-iron. Okay, 9-iron, nice full 9-iron, right onto the green and make our putt. All right, hole 18. Let's take a look. Should have been doing this again the whole entire time. Sorry about that. Blue tee. We're going to play whites. 472, manageable. Excuse me. So if we go 260, that leaves us 230 in. Okay, from 472. All right, so let's go here. So here, get it up to here. It's only 227. So from here up to here is 271, a little bit too far. There it is, 270. That's fine. So right in this area, and then if we're right here, a little bit further back onto the green, 191. So a real nice tester coming in on hole 18. I believe that is a par 5, obviously. Par 5, yep. So good drivable hole, get it up in that 260 range, and then that leaves us probably use a 5-wood there. Choke down 5-wood and try to take it up over everything and bounce it up in that neck and or through the rough, get it on the green. Chip or a putt for birdie or eagle, and then see if we can't finish off a strong card throughout the course. So there it was, folks. Hole 1 through 18. Scroll out a little bit. There we go. So not a bad looking course. I mean, pretty wide open, be honest with you. Taking a look at, you can see just some immature trees, as well as some really generous fairways and beautifully manicured fairways. And that rough looks a little bit deep to me. But again, if it dries out and it's not wet, we may have an easy opportunity to just hit and grip and rip it all the way down all over the course when there's opportunity, and then be able to get through that rough line pretty easily and get the ball forward to the green. But again, it's a lot easier at hitting it out of the short stuff, which is the fairway, than it is the rough, as we all know it. So I think precision golf here might be at hand, and we might want to play a little bit less aggressive and not too conservative, but aggressively conservative. How's that? And see if we can't perform at a high level on Sunday of this weekend. So I look forward to that. All right, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate everyone stopping by and taking a look. Again, here's the deal. Am I going to finish in the 1, 2, 3 spot of my division? I think there's only going to be 3 of us, so obviously that's the case. So let's go. Will I finish in the top 2? All right, that'll be the new rule. Top 2, 1 or 2. Which position will I finish, first or second? And then how many over? Will I be under or will I be even? So I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not going to be under. I don't think. And more than likely, I won't be even either. So it's either going to be +1 or higher. Put your comments and your guesses in the descriptions underneath. And I look forward to seeing all of you this week playing the Redwood Cup for Golf Clash, and then again on Monday of next week to update all of you on our adventure at Madison Club in Madison, PA for the US Am Tour event number 3. All right, everybody, have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here, and have a great afternoon.